Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Upper St. Clair High School. It's a girls' volleyball night. We're coming to you on Tuesday, the 3rd of October, for the home match between the homestanding Panthers of Upper St. Clair and the visiting neighborhood, really, Hawks of Bethel Park. My name's Kevin McGahee. My camera person tonight is Lauren Gilbert, and we'll be with you for the whole match tonight. I hope you stay with us. This proves to be an exciting one. This is kind of a grudge match between neighbors. These two teams have already played once this year, with the Hawks having come away with that one at their place, 3-1. That was 2 weeks ago, and we'll see what the Panthers have done to improve since then to make this match really competitive. You'll hear me say, I guess, quite a lot for the Bethel Park Hawks. Number 17, Bridget Bielik, the star hitter on their side. She gets a lot of action as the night goes along. We're glad you're with us. Stick around and we'll see some pretty good women's volleyball tonight. As you probably know if you've been following these telecasts all season long, this is a best-of-5 match. First one to win 3 games is the winner of the match. The 5th game, should it go that far, is played to 15 points. The other 4 games are played to 25, and you have to win by 2, and a point, some sort of a point, is scored on every serve. It's not like the old game I played when I was a kid where you played to 15 points. You can only score on your own serve. This way, a point is scored on every service, whether you've done the serving or not. This is a section match, and the Panthers come in here with 3 wins already this season, which is a great improvement over last year. Last year was a rough year for the Panthers, having only won 1 section match. They've already won 3 this year and have come close in many others against powerhouses like Moon, Baldwin, Bethel Park, and Mount Lebanon, where they haven't been shut out so far this year. And these Bethel Park numbers are a little hard for me to read. I'll keep up as best I can, but Bethel Park opens up with a serve. Katie Kennedy with the set to junior Caitlin McGahee goes right into the Bethel Park block. Dug out nicely by Alex Corey. Shoved over on the second ball by Katie Kennedy. Dug out again very nicely by Alex Corey. That's a nice start to see the girls on the floor doing some digging for those balls. And that time Alex Corey just couldn't quite stretch long enough to get to it. Those arms of hers are probably about 6 inches short of gathering in that ball. And Bethel Park draws first blood at 1-0 here early in game number 1. Well, one somebody should have had, I guess. I fell right in a huge open spot on the St. Clair side. Off an attack that didn't have too much power on it, but it did find the right spot, and that's kind of a key in this game. Doesn't matter how hard you hit it, it's really where you hit it. And that one found an open spot. It's a 2-0 Bethel Park lead early game number 1. Bridget Slowey that time, just keeping the ball in play. Didn't have much of a set to work with. The back set that time to Bethel. Alex Corey digs it out. Katie Kennedy with the set. Back to Bridget Slowey into the Bethel Park block. And that time it dribbles off a Bethel Park arm and onto the floor for first point for Upper St. Clair. And they have first service. This time coming to junior Caitlin McGahee, number 11, who has a pretty good jump serve. Yep, she's going to use it. Jump serves can be pretty powerful. You get up way high on those things with a massive downspin. And there's that brand name Bridget Bielik, number 17. The junior, you'll hear her name a lot. That was a pretty good attack from the back row that had some power to it. And it's a 3-1 Bethel Park lead. To the Bridget Slowey, they had a pretty good look at it that time, but got a little bit under it, sailed it way long by 7 or 8 feet. That point belongs to Bethel Park, and it's a 4-1 Hawk lead. Alex Corey, and a tough one. That's it's going to overpass. Went a little bit too far for the setter to handle. The Katie Kennedy was waiting for it to come off the net so she could dig it, and it just sort of dribbled down onto the floor. Point Bethel. That one's going the wrong way, but they get it straightened out. And number 5, Alex Davin, hoists it over. It would have gone long if Bethel had let it go out, but they didn't. And there's Bridget Bielik again with a kill from the front row this time, finding a slashing spot on the St. Clair side. And early in game number 1, Bethel's opened up a 5-point lead at 6-1. Kind of a tricky serve to Alex Davin's left and rolls off her wrist off the back line. The first ace of the match goes to the Hawks, and it's a 7-1 Bethel Park lead early in game number 1 of this best-of-5 match. There's the set, and Katie Mahenko that time off the Bethel Park block for the St. Clair point. The first attack of the match for Katie Kennedy. Katie Mahenko. There's 2 Katies and a Caitlin on this team. You'll see me getting confused all night long. But that's kill number 1 for Katie Mahenko, and that ties her with Bridget Slowey, who got the first point on a very nice attack for the Panthers. A little overpass that time, and then one of that number 21 for Bethel, that's the sophomore Kim Gomber, edges into the net, and when you touch that net, it's a violation and a point for the other team. That's exactly what happened. It's a 2-point run for the Panthers now at 7-3. Alex Davin with the serve. Comes up with that nice dig to set to from Katie Kennedy to Bridget Slowey. Again off the Bethel Park block, and Bridget Slowey's hitting them right off their wrists. And that's really what you want to do. If you're going to hit it into a block, hit it off the edge of the block, so that ball doesn't come rifling right back at you on your own side. Alex Davin again with that dying serve. Something happened that time. Somebody's in the net again or over the line. I wasn't sure quite which, but it's a violation again by the Hawks, and a nice 4-point run for the Panthers now brings them within 2 at 7-5. This is game number 1 of the best-of-5 match. Alex Davin once again with the serve. From the back row this time, Bethel. Alex Corey digs it out. Katie Kennedy back set to Katie Mahenko with power, but Bethel Park dug that one out. That was Bridget Slowey again dribbles it off Bridget Bielik's wrist. It's another successful attack for Bridget Slowey. 3 of the match already for her, and the Panthers are back within 1 at 7-6. Alex Davin continues with that serve. And not much for Bridget Bielik to work with that time. That set was behind her. But Slowey this time, was it tipped? No tip, it just sails long out of bounds. That's a side out. And point to the Hawks. Substitution now. Number 13 goes out. She's the senior outside hitter, Lauren Kennedy. And number 33, the junior setter, Aaron Varley, on to handle the serving chores. Back set to Katie Mahenko off the Bethel Park block. Well, that was a very nice play. That went off the Bethel Park block and out of bounds, but Katie Kennedy must have gotten into the net that time. That was the signal I saw from our referee. And then the violation gives a point to Bethel. Left-handed serve from Aaron Varley. Katie Mahenko this time to Bridget Slowey, and sure enough, Bridget Slowey eases the ball over the net and into what you call a donut hole. That one hit right on the floor. I don't know what they're still playing for. That was clearly a score by Bridget Slowey. It's an attack and a kill, all right, but kind of a slow motion one. Who cares? It counts. And Bridget Slowey picks up the serve. Off the St. Clair block, dug out of there nicely by Stephanie Jones. Katie Mahenko with a terrific hit that time, and it results in a point. Stephanie Jones with a sensational dig. Kept that one off the floor and in play, and that's what you like to see in this game. Sometimes people just want to let those hit the floor and watch them as they go. Not that time from Stephanie Jones. Very nice play. Steph Jones that time off the Bethel block, recovered nicely by the Hawks. And there's Bridget Bielik, who with power finds a spot in the back left corner. Her third attack, her third successful kill of the night. Another substitution for the Hawks. Number 7 is on the floor. That's the junior outside hitter, Nikki Volmer, and senior defensive specialist, Lauren McClure, takes a seat on the bench. I know we'll see more of them. They've only got an 8-person varsity team. They come in and out quite frequently here. From the back row, that's Alex Corey, just lofting the ball over, keeping it in play. On the 2 ball, that didn't fool anybody on the St. Clair side. Set to Steph Jones off the Bethel Park block. Successfully handled by the Hawks and from the back line that time. Didn't fool anybody, but there's Katie Mahenko. Didn't use the fist that time, but once again, it's not how hard you hit him, it's where you hit him, and it keeps the Panthers close. 1-point deficit. Hawks are leading 10-9 at this stage of the game. We're still in game number 1 of this best-of-5 match. Nobody's done. Oh, jump serve from Katie Mahenko. And there it is. That's what that jump serve does. You start out high, and with that top spin, it goes across the net and dies. That's the first ace of the match for the Panthers, and it's a 10-10 tie. Same again for Katie Mahenko. That one dinks over the net by touching the net. That's okay in this game. Not in the old style volleyball, but this way you can do that, and it works. Play the ball off the net. Bethel keeping the ball in play. Steph Jones, the set from Katie Kennedy. Back to Steph Jones off the Bethel Park block and out of bounds. Stephanie Jones. First successful kill of the night, and it's the St. Clair Panthers' first lead of the night at 11-10. Jump serve again from Katie Mahenko. And another ace. That one there was some confusion on the Bethel Park back line, that is. 2 aces in this serving sequence right here for Katie Mahenko, and it's a 2-point Panther lead. 12-10. One more jump serve from Katie Mahenko. Can she make it 3? And she does. A third ace. These things are tough to handle because Bethel takes a standard, I guess the defensive serve receive set. And that serve from Katie Mahenko is just dying. It's like it's grabbed by a huge pocket of gravity and has dived for the floor, resulting in 3 aces in 4 serves for Katie Mahenko. Very nice, and has given the Panthers a lead here, a 3-point lead in game number 1 of this best-of-5 match. Katie Mahenko with 1 great kill and 3 aces. Aces are something you don't commonly see at this level of volleyball, but heck, we'll take them. That's easy points. And Katie continues with that serve. Let's see if the Bethel Park Hawks have come up with a defense against it. Little high that time, dug out of there by Erin Varley. To the right. Came to the left side that time, and that was number 7. That's the junior outside hitter, Nikki Vollmer, who got that side out in the serve bag. Now we've got Bridget Bielik in the back row. That's nice. That's where she belongs. She's a terrific server and can really hit from that back row, but it gives us a shot at front row activity here. Bridget slowly back to Stephanie Jones. Lofts the ball over, keep it in play. Great little touch by Caitlin McGahee there, caught him off guard. First, the sensational dig by Alex Davin. Then Caitlin McGahee just eased that ball over the Bethel Park front line onto the middle of the floor, and it's point for St. Clair. Katie Kennedy, the junior now, the setter with the serve. Alex Corey with a very nice recovery that time. Caitlin McGahee on the set to Steph Jones. Hits the antenna. Stephanie Jones, sure, we'll call that a successful kill. That one went over to the Bethel Park, and that was their problem not getting it back. Katie Kennedy again with the serve. Bridget Bielik picks it up this time. Nicely recovered by Caitlin McGahee, and it comes right back to her. She just edges the ball over the net. Bethel Park keep it in play. There's Nikki Vollmer again, and that time Katie Kennedy had a good look at it. But Carter zigging one way, the ball zagged another. Now substitution once again for Bethel Park. Erin Varley, the junior, goes out, and the senior outside hitter, Lauren Kennedy, number 13, is back on the floor. 3-point Panther lead, 15-12. Alex Davin that time. Back to Nikki Vollmer on the left side. Handled nicely by the Panthers. Steph Jones catches the Hawks off guard, and sure enough, Stephanie Jones caught everybody leaning to the right, and she hit it back to the left. Side out end point for the Panthers as Stephanie Jones picks up the service with a 4-point Panther lead at 16-12. Nice work so far out of the Panthers. Nick Givo, not that time. Into the Caitlin McGahee block. Didn't make it past that time. Caitlin picks it up that time. Bridget slowly keeping the ball in play. Well, nice sequence for the Panthers that time, but Bethel Park comes up with a point. Number 16 on the floor for the Hawks. That's senior Lauren McClure. And Nikki Vollmer, the junior, takes a seat on the bench. 3-point lead for the Panthers at 16-13. Game goes to 25. You have to win it by 2. Well, pretty good recovery. That was an overpass that Katie Kennedy dug out of the net and kept in play. But that time, the senior middle, Kristen Olson, hit it off the Caitlin McGahee block. Side out and point to, not side out, but point to the Hawks. 16-14, 2-point lead and a gift for the Panthers. As Lauren McClure, that net's 7 feet 4 inches off the floor. That one was about 6 feet 11. Caitlin McGahee with that jump serve again. Bridget Bielik digs it out. Back set and into the St. Clair block. Bridget Slowey with the block for a score. Nicely done. Caitlin McGahee gets another chance for that jump serve. 4-point lead for the Panthers, 18-14. Getting in pretty good territory here. And they're keeping Bridget Bielik on the back line where she needs to be. Katie Kennedy to Alex Davin, over to Bridget Slowey. Tried to be cute with it, tried to be a little clever, but came up a little bit short. That one hit the tape. I think she was trying to do what she's been doing all night, and that's hitting it off the side of the block. Didn't quite work that time. Side out and point to the Hawks. 18-15, Panther lead. Katie Mahenko, same deal. Because Bridget Bielik has found her way back to the front line, who's a formidable hitter and blocker. Katie Mahenko was trying to get it around her, didn't quite make it. Point for the Hawks. Alex Corey with the overpass, goes right back to the Hawks. And Bridget Bielik that time, and dug out. Nice attempt by Bridget Slowey. Rolls off her wrist and out of bounds. Bridget Bielik has real power on those front line attacks. They tend to come straight down on you. The recovery is very tough. Katie Kennedy to Bridget Slowey, and that one goes a little wide. She had a good look at it, but sailed it about 2 feet wide. And the match is knotted back up after the Panthers had a 4-point lead. We're tied back up at 18 all, game to 25. So basically it's a game to 7. First one to 7 by 2. Alex Corey to Alex Davin. And from the back line, that's Stephanie Jones. Dug out of there by the Hawks. And dug out by Bridget Bielik, and that one's way out of bounds with power, though. She looks for those edges a lot, and that results in a side out and point for the Panthers. 1-point lead at 19-18. Junior Alex Davin with the serve. Headed for that back corner. That was a very nice looking serve. That one just dumped right over the front line. The front line was headed up for a block. She lofted it just over the line. Falls in what they call the donut hold in the donut. Side out and point for the Hawks. And Erin Varley, the junior, comes back in to handle the serves. Number 33. The left-handed serve. Katie Kennedy over on the 2-ball. Didn't use the third one for an attack. Into the block. Katie Mahenko with the block that time. Looks like one of our players touched the net. It was a double block. Wasn't sure which one got it, but when you touch that net, it is a violation, dead ball, and point for the other squad. And Bethel Park gets back in front by 1 at 20-19. Erin Varley with a left-handed serve. Alex Corey to Bridget Slowey off the block, comes right back down. Katie Kennedy digs it out. Bridget Slowey again, and that one should land in. Yes, inside the back line by about a foot. Nicely done by Bridget Slowey. 5 successful kills on the night already in game number 1 here for Bridget Slowey, and she takes up the serve at 20 all. On the 2-ball that time, Bridget Slowey gets to it, and Bridget Bielik thought she had something clever going on. She was just going to shove it right back on that little overpass. She came up short, shoved it right into the net, and here with 4 points to go, St. Clair has a 21-20 lead. Remember, you have to win by 2. If the game should become knotted up at 24, they will play extra time till somebody wins by 2. Alex Corey with a nice dig out that time, and Steph Jones lands in, called in. That all started because Alex Corey got on the floor and dug that one right out of there. And Stephanie Jones with her 3rd nice kill of the night from the back row this time. Not much for the Hawks to do that time. Alex Corey. Katie Kennedy with a back set. Katie Mahenko that time eased it over. Didn't quite have enough on it. Shoves it over the 2-ball. Did somebody tip it? It was tipped. The sign is tipped. So one of the Bethel Park players went after that on the way out of bounds. And it's a point for the Panthers, a 23-20. And here we are in game number 1 with the Panthers having a lead here at 23-20. Having put a nice run together here late in game number 1, they was tied at 20, and the Panthers have run off 3 very nice points here to they've taken the edge here. Now it's a 5-2 game. The Panthers just need 2 points to capture game number 1 from the powerful Bethel Park Hawks. And now the Hawks have taken a quick timeout here. to see what Coach Mulholland can do to keep this one from slipping away. And let's see what the Panthers have got in store. See what Yoko Nagao has come up with to seal up this match. 2 points is all the Panthers need. Bridget Slowey putting the ball in play. Overpass. Katie Kennedy digs it out. Katie Mahenko to the back corner. Point for the Panthers. It's called a tip. Somebody saw that ball get tipped. And it's now game point in game number 1 for the Panthers. 24-20. Bridget Slowey can close out game number 1 right here. Not much for the Panthers. Now let's see what the Panthers can work with here. Stephanie Jones on the left side. Overpass that time. Bridget Slowey to Katie Kennedy. Right side, Katie Mahenko. A little too far for Katie. Awkward. She couldn't get any power on that. Katie Kennedy on the 2 ball. Didn't fool the Hawks that time. There's Bridget Bielik, who just dinks the ball over the net. That didn't catch the Panthers sleeping. Alex Corey that time. And there's Bridget Bielik with power. Not much you can do when Bridget Bielik gets hold of it. Well, this is kind of an advantage for the Panthers because you want to be the first ones to get a good bump, set, kill. And that's the Panthers will get first choice at this if they can just get this ball in play. The 3-point lead and still game point at 24-21 for the Panthers. Katie Mahenko. Back to Steph Jones. That's an awkward set that time. Nothing on it, but that might just work out. Let's see. It is. That's it. It goes up into the structure, up into the net. And the Upper St. Clair Panthers have captured game number 1 from the Bethel Park Hawks at 25-21. Whoa, we'll be right back here for game number 2 in just a minute. Well, it'll only be a couple of seconds for you. It'll be 3 minutes for us. Stay with us. Yeah, 971. Thank you. We are back. I'm Kevin McGahey. My camera person is Lauren Gilbert, and we're back for game number 2 of this best-of-5 match between the homestanding Panthers of Upper St. Clair and the girls volleyball team from Bethel Park, the Hawks. Upper St. Clair took the first game of this match, 25-21. The officials are getting the lineup set, making sure everybody's in the right place. And we'll be set to go in game number 2 here in just a minute. That 25-21 win. A terrific morale booster for the Panthers, who have seen some marked improvement as the season goes along. It'd be nice to grab one from the Bethel Park Hawks, who the Panthers haven't beaten in several years here, actually. It's a very nice first game showing. They kept it close. They made it exciting. The Panthers got up in the teens there by 4 points. Allowed Bethel to get back in the game. That was tied at 18 all. 20 all. And then the Panthers put together a 4-point run to get to 24. Bethel Park made it exciting with 1. And then the St. Clair Panthers polished it off with a 25-21 victory. It looks like junior Caitlin McGahey will be handling the serving here in the second game of the match. To set the lineup, it's an all-junior lineup for the Panthers. And if you followed this team at all this year, you know there are no seniors on this team. There's a sizable group of juniors, a bunch of them. And for the longest time, we've been playing as a very young team against teams of seasoned juniors and seniors. And this is the year when they come together here. Caitlin McGahey starts off with that serve, and it sails long by about 2 feet. Had a little bit too much on it. And the gift to the Hawks gives them a 1-0 early lead in game number 2. Alex Davin digs that out to the back line. Steph Jones on the second ball over by the Hawks. Katie Kennedy. The back set to Alex Davin. She wasn't ready for it. Bumps it over the net that time. There's Bridget Bielik with kind of an awkward set. It was actually behind her, but she had enough power on it to wallop it off Alex Davin's wrist, not out of bounds. And just like last game, Bethel Park has opened up here with a 2-0 lead. Game number 2, best-of-5 match. The game goes to 25. Interesting set that time. I think Katie Kennedy had the intent to hoist it over on the 2 ball. Katie Mahenko knew it wasn't going to make it over the net and gave it one more boost over and off 3 or 4 wrists out of bounds by the Hawks, and the side out end point get to the Panthers. Alex Davin, the junior, number 5, with the serve. That's the left side set. Not much on it that time. Another awkward type of a set. And a good attempt by Steph Jones, falls out of bounds. Tried it with the one. That was a weird way that ball bounced around, but Steph Jones had a pretty good look at it, but one wristed it over the net awkwardly and out of bounds. 2-point lead for the Hawks at 3-1. Junior Aaron Varley for the Hawks with a left-handed serve. Katie Kennedy with the back set attempt went too far. Nothing Katie Mahenko could handle that time. Hits the antenna, point for Hawks. They should let that one go. Yeah, that was 2 or 3 feet long by Aaron Varley, and the gift is a point and a side out for the Panthers with Bridget Slowey, number 14, the junior, handling the serving chores now. Not much of an attempt or not much of a chance that time. Bridget Bielik had it, but that one ended up on the back line. Bridget Bielik bumps it over the net and way out of bounds. Good 4 or 5 feet out of bounds. 4-3. Panthers are back within 1. It's still real early. Game number 2 of this best-of-5 match. Bridget Bielik that time into the Katie Mahenko block. Bridget Bielik, when she gets up, she whacks it straight down, making the blocks kind of, well, what happened just then? It hits a hand and goes straight down to the floor. Always done with power. Steph Jones that time left side off the Bethel Park block and out of bounds. Stephanie Jones with her 4th successful kill of the night. Off the side of the block and out of bounds. Katie Mahenko, number 17, also a junior. Well, they're all juniors. I told you that before. With the jump serve, she hit 3 aces in the first match off the net that time. And on the 2-ball, that sort of handcuffs and fools Stephanie Jones. Off her wrist, out of bounds, side out, and point to the Hawks. And now Bridget Bielik is doing the serving. She's one of those powerful middle hitters who also gets to play the back line, and that's exactly where we like to keep her for a while. Get this point, and then if we can serve several more, that's what we want. Bridget Slowey actually served it back, returned it back over the net. That time into the Stephanie Jones block. Her first successful block for a point tonight, and it's a 1-point Panther deficit. Hawks lead 6-5. Katie Kennedy with the serve. Let's see if the Panthers can string together a few points here and keep Bridget Bielik right on that back row. Caitlin McGahee that time off a tip. Yes, indeedy. Finds a spot in the back right. Caitlin McGahee, 2nd successful kill of the night. Knots the match up here at 6-6. Katie Kennedy once again with that serve. And that's we'll take that as an ace. It doesn't have to hit the floor the first time like it did with Katie Mahenko in the first match. If it doesn't come back, that's an ace, and the 4th ace of the match for the Panthers. Katie Kennedy again. Aaron Varley sends it sideways here from the back row again. Nice dig that time by Bridget Slowey, and everybody just sort of stood there looking at it. Very nice effort by Bridget to get on the floor and dig that one out. But the Panthers couldn't do anything with it. It's a side out and a tie game at 7-7. Back set to Steph Jones. Had a good look at it, but came up short into the net. Point for the Hawks, and they regain the lead at 8-7. Sophomore Kim Gomber with that serve for Bethel. Alex Davin with the slicing attack. Didn't fool Nikki Vollmer, and neither did that one, as a couple of Panthers just stand there looking at it. Finds a spot in the back right, lands in on a successful attack for Nikki Vollmer. Point for the Panthers, for the Hawks rather. Kim Gomber with that serve. Katie Kennedy to Alex Davin. Nikki Vollmer again into the Caitlin McGahee block that time. And with the attack. Out of bounds. That one works out just fine off the Katie Kennedy set. Caitlin McGahee With a nice block, and the follow-up attack keeps the Panthers close, within one again. 9-8 Hawks. Unfortunate serve that time. Again, that net 7-4. That one came up at 7-3 and a half. Walloped right into the tape by Steph Jones. And a gift for the Hawks. Substitution number 16's on the floor for the Hawks. That's the senior defensive specialist, Lauren McClure. And Caitlin McGee, he got a little too over anxious that time. She was going to dump that ball right over the front line, and a foot got over the center black line. That's a violation, and point for the Hawks. 3-point lead at 11-8 for Bethel Park. Once again, by the Panthers in the net. Again, Alex Devon had a pretty good look at it, but our momentum carried her into the net. The violation gives the Hawks another point. And it's a 4-point lead at 12-8. Not a great set to Bridget Slowey, but you still got some power behind it. Nothing much for Bethel to work with. Katie Kennedy back over to Bridget Slowey. A very nice dig by Katie Kennedy to keep that ball in play and into the... the block, the successful St. Clair block, but sent it out of bounds on the Bethel side. Point for the Hawks. Alex Corey, nice dig that time. Caitlin McGahee, not much, couldn't get, well, that one worked. It's one of those where the set wasn't that great for Caitlin to get any power on, but she just sort of dunked it back over the net, found a spot on the floor, and we'll take it. It's a point, and she takes up the serving chores. Normally the jump server, not that time. Difficult set. Point for the Panthers. I guess that one never really made it over the net. Caitlin McGahee once again with that driving serve and lands in right on the line. Ace for Caitlin McGahee and 5 aces for the Panthers in this match. That's good serving, everybody. You don't see that very often. It's a 2-point deficit for the Panthers. Creeping back in this. 13-11 Hawks, not that time. Caitlin McGahee serves it into the net. It's all right. Hawks get a gift that time. Let's see what the Panthers can get that side out and get that ball right back. Off the tip, off the block, and well, I suppose Alex Corey maybe should have taken a dive at that one. She stood there and watched it hit. It's back to a 4-point lead for the Hawks at 15-11 with senior Kristen Olson doing the serving back. Not from front set, actually. Alex Davin dug out of the nicely by Lauren Kennedy for the Hawks. Katie Kennedy made a good effort at that time. You like to see the girls getting on the floor for those balls. But the point continues to Bethel. It's back up to a 5-point lead now for the Hawks. Katie Kennedy with the back set to Alex Davin, and in right smack into the Bridget Bielik block. Falls on the Panther side, and it's a 6-point Hawk lead now at 17-11, and Yoko Nagao, rightly so, takes her first time out of the match to settle down her troops and not let this game get away. The Panthers have been close the whole way, and the Hawks have put together a nice 4-point run here. And I know Coach Nagao doesn't want this one to get out of reach. Says the Panthers were fortunate enough to come away with game number 1 at 25-21. To take this one and put the Hawks 2 games down would be sensational. And let's see what Coach Nagao has done to fire up her troops. No substitutions. It's still the same 6 juniors on the floor right now. Caitlin McGahee being the substitute. She comes in and out for the libero. That'll be Alex Corey, number 6. And it's still Kristen Olson with the serve for the Hawks. To the back line, Steph Jones. There's the set to the middle hitter, Bridget Bielik, and it comes right back over. Nice dig by Steph Jones. Bridget Bielik again, left side that time. Stephanie Jones with an excellent dig to keep that ball in play, but couldn't do 2 of them, and it's 18-11. This is what you don't like to see, and that's Bridget Bielik on the front row with the power she's got. Katie Kennedy, the back set to Alex Davin, into the net yet again. 3rd or 4th net violation this game. for the Panthers, and it has serve continues for Kristen Olsen. This is now 6 points in a row for the Hawks. From the back row, Katie Kennedy to Alex Davin. Had a really good look at it, but sailed it 2 or 3 feet wide. And it's another point for the Hawks. 7-point run now. And starting to put this game out of reach. Kristen Olsen again. Katie Mahenko that time. That should have. Why wasn't that four hits? Bridget Slowey. And Bridget Bielik into the Katie Mahenko block again. You saw that ball go straight down again. Bridget Bielik pounds it down, making the 2 hands up block fairly ineffective. And it's a 10-point Hawk lead right now. With an 8-point run they've put together. Stephanie Jones just shoving the ball over, keeping it in play. Same again from the Hawks. Katie Kennedy to Bridget Slowey off the Bethel Park block. Took a wicked left-hand turn, and sophomore Kim Gomber was unable to handle it. That breaks the 8-point run for the Hawks. Now the Panthers are in some pretty desperate need of points to keep this game going. Down by 9. 21-12. Alex Davin with the serve. To Bridget Slowey on the left side. Got under it again, about 4 feet long, over the back line. Panthers just making too many errors this time. Long hits into the net a little too much. They got to give themselves a better chance than this to win. It's a 10-point lead again for the Hawks at 22-12. That time, Bridget Slowey. That's back to the form we saw in game number 1. 6 kills on the night for Bridget Slowey, and that one rattles off the Bethel Park block. And Bridget Slowey with the serve and a 9-point St. Clair deficit. Oh, and another ace. That's one of those I thought you had it, you got it, I got it, who the heck's got it? Nobody ended up getting it. And that's Bridget Slowey's first ace of the night. 6 on the night for the Panthers. We'll take them. That time into the St. Clair block, but that block, the blocked ball went out of bounds. So it's still a successful kill for Bridget Bielik. But at least she got blocked that time. The junior Lundy Sobek with the serve. Great dig by Katie Kennedy to keep that ball alive. And a big hit by Katie Mahenko. Only her second of the night. Caitlin McGahee subs back in for the libero Alex Corey. It's fairly dangerous territory here at 23-15. The Panthers need a 10-point run right now. Now let's see what Katie Mahenko might have in store with her jump serve. They smelled it out that time. Nikki Vollmer with power, but not enough to fool the Panthers. Stephanie Jones off a tip. Had to be tipped. Thought sure they went off a Bethel Park tip. Apparently not. It sailed long and out of bounds. And now it's game point for the Bethel Park Hawks. Bridget Bielik with the serve, and off Bridget Slowey's wrist, out of bounds, and that'll wrap up game number 2. It's a victory for the Bethel Park Hawks, a 10-point victory at 25-15. We'll take a break between games right here. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We are back. We missed the start of that. Sorry about that. We're changing tapes. And luckily, St. Clair draws first blood. We're back for game number 3 of this best-of-5 match, all even up at 1 game apiece. I'm Kevin McGahee. Lauren Gilbert's doing the camera work. And that's junior Caitlin McGahee handling the jump serving chores for the Panthers. Picked up by the Hawks. Bridget Slowey, make sure that one gets over the net. Dug out nicely by Stephanie Jones. With power that time, I think that was number 12. And we're all even up at 1-1 in game number 3. A gift for the Panthers. That was number 12. That's she's the senior, Kristen Olsen, who had that great serving run in game number 2 of this match. But that time, pooches it right into the net, and we have a substitution. I'm sorry I didn't pick that up earlier. This is sophomore Emily Muller doing the serving chores, and what the serving gods giveth, the serving gods taketh away, and she gives the Hawks a gift right there of a serve into the net, and it's 2-2 here early in game number 3. Erin Varley, the left-handed server for the Bethel Park Hawks. Another one, 3 in a row. What in the world? Maybe there's a pocket of high gravity right there where the net is that's sucking those balls down into the net, but that's 3 net serves right in a row. Bridget Slowey finally gets one over. Now let's see if the Panthers can keep the string going, but Bridget Bielik just lofts the ball over. No power that time. Back set to Katie Mahenko. Timing was off. She's lucky to have that one back in play. 4 hits is the call. It didn't quite make it to the Katie Mahenko block. And sure enough, Panthers come away with a point, and Bridget Slowey continues with the serve. That time, that's the sophomore Kim Gomber, who place blocked it, really guided the ball around the block and onto the floor. Successful side out and point for the Hawks. Lundy Sobek with the serve to the left side, and Stephanie Jones finds that spot right in the middle. It doesn't have to have power. It's where it lands. Point for the Panthers and a 2-point lead here in game number 3. It's 5-3. Katie Mahenko, another jump serve specialist. Let's see what she can get us. 3 aces in game number 1 with this serve. And here's another one. That one drops over, falls in for another ace. They don't have to look pretty. As long as they work and score, we're in good shape. Net jump serve again, handled by the Hawks. The back set to Bridget Bielik. Not much you can do about that. Right down the line. But now Bielik is in the back row, where we should keep her for a while. She'll be doing the serving chores. Hawks trailing by 2, 6-4 Panthers. Bridget Slowey. Katie Kennedy keeps it in play. And from the back row, that's Alex Corey. Back set, but not much on it. Caitlin McGahee with a successful block that time. Kept in play, though. Left side set. Stephanie Jones hits Erin Varley in the shoulder or neck. I'm not sure what it was, but that was with power from Stephanie Jones. 5 kills on the night for Stephanie. 3-point Panther lead at 7-4. Katie Kennedy with the serve, and Emily Muller, the sophomore number 18, back on the floor. Bridget Bielik from the back row shoves that one in the net. Remember that net's 7 feet 4 inches tall. That one was about 6'4". And the Panthers are in control early in this match. That one tips the net, and here you can play it off the net. It's a second ace of the match for Katie Kennedy. That's 8 aces this match for the Panthers. That's just plain good serving, and a 9-4 Panther lead. Over on the 2-ball by the Hawks. Emily Muller with a chance that time, hits it right to Bridget Bielik. Nikki Fulmer off Alex Corey's hands and off the back line. Alex Corey had good placement that time and just couldn't get the position on to keep that ball in play. Side out and point for the Hawks. Sophomore Kim Gomber, number 21, doing the serving for Bethel Park. Caitlin McGahee with the chance and sails at what? Complained that somebody might have been in the net that time for the Hawks that wasn't seen, wasn't called. The ball sailed out of bounds, and it's Bethel Park. Point for the Hawks. Emily Muller does keep the ball. Well, good work from Emily Muller that time. The bump as the ball was headed out of bounds trickles down over the net, and it results in a point for the Panthers just to kind of boost this team. Needs Stephanie Jones with a serve. Another gift for the Hawks. That one's long. Substitution. Nikki Volmer goes out. Lauren McClure comes in for the Hawks. Whoa. That one lands wide. There couldn't have been much polyurethane between the ball and the stripe that time. And now Caitlin McGahee, the jump server for the Panthers, gets another shot at it. No jump serve this time. Comes to the back line. Bridget Bielik dug out of there by Caitlin McGahee, but overpassed just a little bit. She at least had a good look at it, but it was a little wide, a little too wide for Emily Muller to handle. Side out and point for the Panthers, and Bridget Bielik, number 17, is back on the front row for Bethel Park. Emily Muller shoving the ball over the net to keep it in play. There's the set to Bridget Bielik, and hits Bridget Slowey right in the mush. She gave it a good look, but couldn't get a hand on it to keep that ball in play. Bridget Bielik with yet another kill. Alex Corey. The set to the left side. Bridget Slowey into the Bethel Park block. Dug out of there by Alex Corey. Keep that ball in play. Steph Jones. Stephanie Jones to Katie Kennedy to Katie Mahenko. Didn't fool the Hawks that time. But that one fooled the Panthers. That's what the Panthers were trying to do. And the Hawks made it successful, just dumping that ball into the donut hole. Point for the Hawks. Kristen Olsen with the serve for Bethel. Awkward set that time. Timing was off between Katie Kennedy and Katie Mahenko, and that knots the game up at 11. Bridget Bielik yet again for the Bethel Park Hawks. And they've scraped back with the lead. The Panthers have given away their 4-point lead. It's now 12-11 Bethel Park. The Panthers could use a side out and a point right now. Steph Jones from the back row, and there it is. That's what we were looking for. From the back row, Stephanie Jones, a back row attack. Rattles off a Bethel Park wrist. 6 kills on the night for Stephanie Jones. Emily Muller, the sophomore, with the serve. She hit it into the net last time. Let's see if she can get a successful one this time. And there it is. Good, keeps that ball in play. Game knotted up at 12-all. Bridget Bielik again. Stephanie Jones had a good look at it. That's pretty much what you got to do, is get on the floor to try to get those Bridget Bielik attacks back. Emily Muller heads to the bench. Junior Alex Davin back on the floor. Alex Corey. Katie Mahenko this time, and from the back row, that's Alex Davin. Dug out of there nicely by Bridget Slowey to keep that ball alive. Into the Katie. I don't know, one of the Katies got that, Katie Mahenko or Katie Kennedy, but that works, the block of the attack, and the Panthers keep it even at 13-all. Number 14, junior Bridget Slowey with the serve. Just lofted over by the Hawks. Katie Kennedy to the left side, and Steph Jones into the Bethel Park block, but well, actually not in the block. Into the net. That's a 4-hit call, and heads over to the Hawks. Substitution, Nikki Vollmer back on the floor. They do this liberal substituting over there. Lauren McClure takes a spot on the bench. That's a very nice serve. That one had some real dive quality to it. That's the junior Lundy Sobek with that serve that just riveted itself to the floor. Katie Mahenko. Bridget Bielik didn't get a shot that time. The set was off. Katie Mahenko. Also not a chance, but that time I think we'll see Nikki Vollmer with a chance. They got it up by Alex Davin. And nobody was at the net to dig that one out. And now it's back to a 3-point lead for the Hawks, 16-13. Lundy Sobek with that serve. On the 2-ball, Katie Kennedy. Good thinking that time. When you touch it for the second time, people are expecting to have a high set for an attack for a kill from the front line. That didn't happen that time. Katie Kennedy found the open spot, got the side out end point for the Panthers. Katie Mahenko with that jump serve. Bridget Bielik with power. That one might have gone up, but Katie Kennedy rescued that one. First time we've recovered one of those all night. Into the structure, and that time Stephanie Jones with power yet again. 7 kills on the night for Steph Jones. Katie Mahenko continues with the serve with the Panthers back within 1 at 16-15 for the Hawks. Jump serve, handled by the libero. Caitlin McGahey digs it out that time. Katie Kennedy back to Caitlin McGahey, and a slicing attack. Didn't get it that time. Nikki Vollmer off 2 play. It's live. It's a live ball. Hit Katie Mahenko right in the mush. But it's a live ball. And it was just lofted out of bounds on that 3rd try by the Panthers. Side out and serve. We've got Bridget Bielik in the back row again. Very nice. That's like seeing her there. There's that serve. Not much on it. Alex Corey. Katie Kennedy to Caitlin McGahey off the Bethel Park block. Number 12, Kristen Olsen, the senior, had a look at it. But that's Caitlin McGahey's 4th successful kill of the night. Emily Muller, the sophomore, number 18, back on the floor. Alex Davin takes a seat on the bench. Gives us a tall front row. Emily's our tallest player. Katie Kennedy, the junior, with the serve. Panthers trailing by 1. Nothing much that time for the Hawks. Katie Kennedy to the left side, and Steph Jones into the block that time. 3 more hits. Alex Corey just keeps the ball in play now. The slide play for the Hawks didn't work. Panthers smelled it out. But Emily Muller now. Bridget Bielik with a dig. Nikki Vollmer off the tip, and nobody's there for it. 2 Panthers looking at it. And that's back to a 2-point Bethel Park lead here. 18-16. This is the time of the match, time of the game when the Panthers need to put 2 or 3 quick points together. Be nice to have a lead at this stage. Caitlin McGahey now off the wrist of Lundy Sobek. The Katie Kennedy set Caitlin McGahey with their 5th successful kill of the night. And there it is. Now a couple more points in a row. The Panthers need them right now. Stephanie Jones, the junior, with the serve. And this is the time when Bridget Bielik is. Oh, that's too bad. Had the double block set up, Caitlin McGahey and Emily Muller. And it dribbled off an arm and onto the floor. Back to 2-point lead for the Hawks. Bridget Slowey off the block, recovered by Steph Jones. Emily Muller that time off the Bethel Park block, another block. Bridget Slowey once again. They're lucky to keep that ball in play. Bridget Slowey, Katie Kennedy, Caitlin McGahey this time. Didn't get on the floor. Alex Corey with a nice dig, keeping it in play. Steph Jones in the back row. Oh, she should have gone for it. Steph Jones thought it was going out of bounds. She should have hit it, because that was an attack that really didn't have much on it, but it found a spot in the back right of the Panther floor. And the Hawks now in critical territory have a 20-17 lead, and the Panthers need some points. Caitlin McGahey off the Bethel Park block. That's the block that goes right back down Emily Muller, Caitlin McGahey. I don't know which one of those two did it, but it worked. That's exactly what the Panthers need now. Let's see if Caitlin McGahey will use that jump serve she's got. Nope, conventional serve this time. Oh, dug it out. Caitlin was in the right spot at the right time, but it rattles off her forearm and out of bounds, and it's back to a 3-point Hawk lead at 21-18. Kristen Olsen with the serve. From the back row, Alex Corey goes way long. 6-7 feet long, and now it's a 4-point lead. And Yoko Nagao, Panthers coach, takes a quick timeout. This is not the time of the match to let this score get out of hand. Panthers could use a little run of points here. They've at least got to tie this thing up at this stage of the match. It's actually been a pretty close match this time. Last year at this time, the Panthers really weren't competitive against this Bethel Park team. This time, all 3 games have been fairly close so far. The Panthers won the first one at 25-21. Bethel put a nice string of points together to take the second game of the match 25-15. And right now, the Panthers down 4 need some points. Their serving has been excellent tonight with 8 aces in 3 games. 7 kills for Stephanie Jones, 6 for Bridget Slowey, 5 for Caitlin McGahee, 2 for Katie Mahenko. Panthers need this side out right now. There's Katie Mahenko with a good shot at it. Didn't quite find the floor. But that block sure helped. Alex Corey to Katie Kennedy to the left side, and Bridget Slowey. The ball's still alive. That didn't hit the floor. Bridget Slowey again. Oh, Bridget Bielik is on the front line. Bad news for the Panthers. They need to put this one away right now. Short set to Bridget Bielik, and I think Bridget Bielik expected a little higher set than that. She got the short set. Side out point for the Panthers, down 3 at 22-19, and the crowd's giving them a little backup here. Now this is the time for the Panthers. Emily Muller with that serve, and a good one. Bridget Bielik. Bridget Slowey on the left side, got under it, sailed it way long. Back to a 4-point lead for the Panthers, 33. That's junior Erin Varley back on the floor to handle the serving chores with that left-handed serve. That can be confusing for the players. Panthers need this and 3 more points. From the back row, that's Stephanie Jones. One of the Panther players in the net. I couldn't see which one it was. I was following the ball. But that's a gift we didn't need to hand the Hawks, and it's now game point at 24-19. First one to 25 is the winner. Bridget Slowey into the Bethel Park block, handled by Bridget Bielik. And the junior hitter, Lundy Sobek, puts that one away in front of the Panther back line, and that brings game 3 to an end with the Bethel Park Hawks having taken this game, 25-19, game number 4. We'll be right back. It's only a couple of seconds for you. It's 3 minutes for us. Stay with us. We'll be right back for game number 4. Welcome back. We're glad you've stayed with us. This is game number 4 of this best-of-5 match between the girls volleyball teams of the homestanding Upper St. Clair Panthers and the Hawks of Bethel Park. I'm Kevin McGahee. Lauren Gilbert's doing the camera work. And it's a 2-1 lead in games right now for the Hawks. St. Clair took the first one. Bethel Park's taken the last 2. And junior Caitlin McGahee starts with the serve in what could be deciding game number 4. That's a nice block, but it's blocked. Oh, it's out of bounds, but oh, I see. It was hit out of bounds. It hit the antenna by the Bethel Park squad. That's an out of bounds violation, and it's a point. Panthers draw first blood here in game number 4, 1-0. Caitlin McGahee continuing with the serve. Emily Muller this time over to Bridget Slowey on the left. Not much there. Katie Kennedy, the short set to Katie Mahenko, and it goes out of bounds, but it's a tip ball. One of the Hawks got a fingernail on it. And the Panthers start game number 4 with 2 quick points. It's a nice start for the Panthers, and Caitlin McGahee once again with that serve. And a dig there, nicely done that time too. Katie Kennedy from the back row. Nothing much for the Hawks that time. Oh, Katie Mahenko had to lean back for that one. The set wasn't that great. He had to lean back for it. And when you do that, you got trouble getting over that ball for that kill, and it sails way out of bounds. The short set to Katie Mahenko. Oh, Bethel keeps it alive. Another shot at it. Katie Kennedy to Emily Muller that time, right to the donut hole. Emily Muller, the sophomore, the tall sophomore, with her first successful attack of the night. And it's a 2-point Panther lead here early. Game number 4, it's 3-1. And Emily does the serving. Katie Mahenko off the short set again from Katie Kennedy. And the Panthers look alive here in game number 4 with an early 4-1 lead on 4 pretty good plays. And serving ace. Another one, 9 on the night for the Panthers, and that one sailed straight down for that donut hole, and the Hawks just stood there looking at it. We'll take them any way we can get them. 5-1 Panthers to start game number 4. A little bit of an overpass, but Bridget Bielik, the reliable, with power when she finds her way to that front line. That's real tough. Erin Varley, the left-handed junior, with the serving chores there in game number 4. 5-2, Panther lead. Pretty decent set that time. Bridget Slowey had a good look, but it sailed wide out of bounds. Two points in a row for the Hawks now, trailing 5-3. Alex Corey dug that out of there, but that overpass goes right to the front row, and number 17, the reliable Bridget Bielik, makes the Panthers pay for that overpass. Hawks back within 1, 5-4 Panther lead. Bridget Slowey inside the back line. Bridget Slowey, 7 kills on the night for her in 4 games. Nice night for Bridget. 2-point Panther lead now, 6-4. Into the block that time. That Bridget Bielik didn't get that one. Alex Corey just lofts that one back. The back set to Bridget Bielik. Dug out of there by Alex Davin. Miraculously still in play. Alex Davin kept that ball alive with a great dig. Substitution for the Hawks. That's Nikki Vollmer. She and Lauren McClure substitute pretty often on this team. 1-point deficit for the Hawks, 6-5. Panther lead. Almost worked. Nice dig by Alex Davin again. 3 great digs on the night for Alex, but this game is knotted up at 6-6 when the Panthers got off to an early lead. Steph Jones lets it sail long, and nobody touched it. She had a good look at it. Just sailed it 2 or 3 feet long, and Bethel has their first lead of game number 4 at 7-6. That serve, I think, fooled Alex Davin on the back row. She went left, the end serve ended up going right. That may have been one of those knuckleball, Phil Necro knuckleball serves. Off a wrist over the back line. It's a 2-point Bethel lead. Bridget Slowey on a brilliant dig that time. Nikki Vollmer from the left side off to a tip. Got to get it back over. Stephanie Jones takes care of that. Stephanie Jones tried to return that one with the side of her head. Didn't quite work that time. Dribbles out of bounds off the Bridget Bielik attack. Nice kill by her again. Oh, hold it. Well, that seems to be a missed referee's call. That went off Stephanie Jones' head out of bounds. And I think the referee just saw it sail out of bounds, not knowing that. Well, we'll take it. It's a point for the Panthers. And it helps them tie this match back up at 8 with Katie Kennedy with the serve. That jump serve, dying as it goes over the net. Back set, not a great one. Caitlin McGay didn't have a great look at that. Bridget Bielik did. Point once again for the Hawks, back to a 1-point lead at 9-8. Stephanie Jones with a great look at it up into the structure. Oh, that did come back with it. You can play it off the structure in this game as long as it lands back on your side of the court. You can't play it off the structure to land on the other team's court. End of the Caitlin McGahee block. Nicely done there. Caitlin McGahee to Katie Kennedy. To Stephanie Jones with power. Terrific attack by Steph Jones off the Katie Kennedy set. And the match is knotted up at 9. Sophomore Emily Muller, number 18, on the floor for the Panthers. Alex Davin, the junior, number 5, takes a seat. She'll be back. Katie Kennedy with a fairly nice serve. Nikki Fulmer from the back row. Katie Kennedy keeping the ball in play. Bridget Bielik from the back row sails away long. 4 or 5 feet long, and the Panthers have a lead here at 10-9. Katie Kennedy, the junior, continues with the serve with Bridget Bielik on the back row. Good news all the way around. Nikki Fulmer into the St. Clair block, dug out of the Emily Muller. Steph Jones in with powerful. Tipped off, I think it tipped off the net and found its way to the back left corner. Terrific Steph Jones work there. Timeout by the Bethel Park Hawks. Henry Mulholland, the coach there, is trying to gather up his troops. I'm sure he'd like to see them polish off this match in game number 4, but the Panthers want to extend this one to 5, and they just might get their chance. There were spots when the Panthers didn't look very alive in games number 2 and 3, but they've come out with renewed vigor here in game number 4 to take a very nice lead at 11-9 when Bethel had fought back to take the lead early on when they were back in both in single digits now. Stephanie Jones leading the attack parade with 9 terrific kills now. Bridget Slowey with 7, Caitlin McGahee with 5, and 5 nice blocks to go with that for Kate McGahee. Alex Corey to the reverse had a great night digging that ball off the floor. Everybody in the back row has done a pretty good job of getting polyurethane stains on those jerseys. Let's see what Katie Kennedy has in store now to keep this little point run going. Nikki Volmer from the left, off the block. That's what you want. Stephanie Jones again off the Bethel Park block and out of bounds. Steph Jones with that power. Point for the Panthers. Three-point lead for the Panthers at 12-9. Katie Kennedy keeps with the serve. Nikki Fulmer into the block again. Caitlin McGahee sends that one right back. 6 blocks on the night for Kate McGahee, and it's a 4-point Panther lead at 13-9. Keep this run going. They've had these runs before, and Bethel Park's crept back in the game. Let's not let that happen this time. Nothing there that time. Erin Varley just lofted it over. Emily Muller with a set that time. Now to Steph Jones. Had the soft tap, headed over the front line, went into the front line instead. Comes right back down on the Bethel side. Point for the Hawks and side out. Kim Gomber, the sophomore, with the serve, and the Bridges Slowey overpass. Not much Katie Kennedy could do with that one. You want to have that first bump come to the front line, not into the net. Emily Muller off of Bethel Park wrist. That was Lundy Sobek, the junior outside hitter. Panthers get the side out and the ball back with Bridget Bielik in the back row. Very nice timing for this, and let's see if Steph Jones can put a couple of points together here for the Panthers. That's one. We'll take that. The ball didn't come back on the serve. That's an ace. Stephanie Jones, first ace of the night, a 4-point Panther lead at 15-11. Yeah, way too much. We got to get Stephanie out of the weight room. She had way too much on that. Sailed easily 6-7 feet out of bounds over the back line. Side out and a gift point for the Hawks. Lauren McClure, the senior, with the serve. Oh, nice dig by Katie Kennedy, keeping the ball alive. Into the St. Clair block. Bridget Slowey got that block that time, but Bethel recovered nicely. Bridget Slowey with the attack now. And that one works. Bridget Slowey, again, didn't have a lot of mustard on it. But it works. We'll take it. It's where you hit it, not how hard. And junior Caitlin McGahee with that serve. And the return that time. Kate, nicely done. Katie Mahenko didn't find an open spot that time. Bridget Bielik from the back row. Caitlin McGahee digs that one out. Yes! I thought we had that one. Bridget Slowey had that one. Smelled out. But Bethel Park came up with it. No lift called. Short set from Katie Kennedy. And again, no lift called. I'm kind of surprised at that. Emily Muller this time off the block. And to the net that time, and another successful point for the Panthers. Kate McGahee gets to continue with that serve, and a 5-point Panther lead at 17-12. From the back row, Bridget Bielik, Kate McGahee. Katie Mahenko didn't find the floor. Bethel tries the same thing and it works. That's what Katie Mahenko wanted to do. But Kristen Olson, the senior, finds a spot right in the donut hole to still a 4-point Panther lead. Let's get that serve and that side out back, because Bridget Bielik is on the front row for the Hawks. Stephanie Jones off the Bridget Bielik block and out of bounds. 11 kills on the night for Steph Jones and a 5-point Panther lead at 18-13. Sophomore Emily Muller now with the serve. Keep the points coming. Oh, should be out of bounds, off the net. No touch by the Panthers. 6-point lead. Emily Muller continuing with the serve at 19-13 Panthers. Come on, Emily, keep it going. Over on the 2-ball, but dug out of there. Katie Kennedy and Steph Jones on the back row. And that one works from the back row. Stephanie Jones has got it going from everywhere tonight. Time out. Coach Mulholland of Bethel Park and the Panthers have built themselves a commanding 7-point lead now in territory where, with a couple of well-placed attacks, game 4 could be theirs. It's 20-13. Things are looking pretty bright for the Panthers right now. Now keep in mind, a game is normally to 25. First one to 25 by 2 wins. That way Bethel's got 12 to go. We've only got 5. We can't let the Hawks get a run going here, but should this go to 5 games, that 5th game is only to 15. That's the first one to 15 by 2. And we haven't had a match go to a 5th game yet this year. They've all been 3-0s our way, or a lot of 3-1s in there, but this is a major step forward for the Panthers to be ahead of the Hawks this late in a section match. And sophomore Emily Muller continuing with the serve. If the Panthers can just be a mistake free here, they might have a pretty good shot. Bridget Slowey, not much on that. Bridget Slowey didn't give Emily Muller a chance at that. Emily hoisted over the net and way out of bounds. Substitution, junior Alex Davin comes back for Emily. And the substitution for the Hawks, Erin Varley, the junior, comes on. She's a serving specialist. I imagine she'll go right to serving in the back row. Yep, sure enough, Erin Varley heads right to the serving chore. She's left-handed. And that can be tough to handle in this lighting. Panthers get first shot at a classic bump. Set, back row attack off a tip. Oh, way off of Alex Davin's hands and across the back, hits the wall. That's a dead ball. Point for Bethel Park now. They crept back within 5. It's a 2015 game. Erin Varley continues with the serve. Bridget Slowey with the attack, and sure enough, again, not much power on it, but it was in the exact right spot. 6-point lead for the Panthers at 21-15, and Bridget Slowey takes up the serve. Ow, just came off the side of the tape. I thought I might have a chance to roll over. It did not. Came back on our side. Gift for the Hawks. Substitution. Nikki Vollmer back on the floor. And the junior Lundy Sobek with the serve. Nice thought, a nice dig there by Alex Davin, and Katie Kennedy put it over on the second touch out of bounds. Katie Mahenko from the back row without much on it. There's a set to Bridget Bielik, and she was caught way off guard. The set there from Kim Gomber is something Bridget couldn't handle, and now the Panthers are in good territory here. 5-point lead at 22-17 with jump server Katie Mahenko. Dug out of there, and Bridget Bielik into the St. Clair, blocking out of bounds. Side out and point for the Hawks. But Bielik is on the back row, and that's good at this stage of the game. 4-point Panther lead, 22-18. Not a great pass that time by Alex Davin. She got a hold of it all right, but passed it where nobody was standing. And the Hawks are back within 3 at 22-19. Sails long. A Bridget Bielik gift for the Panthers now. 4-point lead at 23-19. Substitution, sophomore Emily Muller. Back on the front row for Alex Davin. Katie Kennedy, the junior, with the serve. From the back row, Nikki Vollmer, not much on it. Alex Corey digs that one out. Katie Kennedy to Steph Jones. Oh, somebody was in the net. I think it was Steph Jones. I saw that one. She was reaching for the ball, reached into the net instead. Net violation sends the serve and point over to the Hawks, and now the Panthers need 2 points to finish off this game number 4. Caitlin McGahey off the block. Not that time. Too much confusion. Bethel actually recovered. And the bump went back over the floor, catching the Panthers unawares. Yoko Nagao, rightly so, takes a quick timeout here to keep the troops in line to see if they can finish off this game number 4 and send it to 5. This has been a pretty good match so far. The Panthers took game number 1 at 25-21. The Hawks took game number 2 fairly handily at 25-15. Game number 3 went Bethel Park's way at 25-19. And here, the Panthers are in position to take this one if they can get that serve back, convert 2 quick points, and we go to 5 games. That worked just fine. Caitlin McGahey put it in a spot where they had to reach for it. And now it's game point. And the Panthers with the serve with Bielik in the back row. Steph Jones with that serve. Nikki Fulmer, but it's off the St. Clair tip. And over the back line, point and side out to Bethel. Just takes one. It's 24-22. Panthers just need 1. Bridget Slow into the block. Caitlin McGahey picks up the second pass and wallops it back in the left corner. And the Upper St. Clair Panthers have taken game number 4. And this will be our first foray into game 5 territory. We'll take a quick 3-minute break and be right back with you. Stay tuned for the exciting finish. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. We are back. This is uncharted territory for Upper St. Clair girls volleyball this season. We have gotten to game number 5 of a best-of-5 match, and that has not happened all season long. This time against the powerhouse and our good neighbors, the Hawks of Bethel Park. This game goes to 15, not to 25, and Caitlin McGahee has started off with the serve. To the left side, and Bridget Slowey starts things off for the Panthers in game number 5 with her 10th successful kill of the night. 1-0 lead for the Panthers, and junior Caitlin McGahee continues with the serve. Nikki Vollmer from the left. Kate McGahee again. From the back row, Stephanie Jones off of Bethel Park tip. Over the back line, point Panthers. It's 2-0 in game number 5. Remember, this one goes to 15. You still have to win by 2. Caitlin McGahee with a 3rd consecutive serve. Into the Katie Mahenko block. Nicely done, and 3 in a row. Second terrific block for a point of the night for Katie Mahenko. Bridget Slowey keeps it alive to Katie Mahenko from Katie Kennedy. And the Panthers have reeled off 4 points to start the decisive game number 5. From the back row, Bridget Bielik off the Katie Mahenko tip. Kate McGahee took a nice dive for it, but it changed direction as after it hit Katie Mahenko's hand. Now the Panthers need this one right back because Bridget Bielik is in the front row. 4-1, Panthers lead early game number 5. Oh, brother. So that was a set. The timing was off a little bit. Katie Kennedy had a pretty decent set, but Katie Mahenko's timing was off. Not a good time for that to happen, but let's see if we can get that side out and point back right now. From the back row, Steph Jones into the Bridget Bielik block. Kept alive miraculously by the Panthers. Off the St. Clair block, Emily Muller blocking out of bounds. Point Bethel Park, and suddenly they're right back in this. Trailing by 1, 4-3. Game number 5. This one goes to 15. Kristen Olsen with the serve for the Hawks. Bridget Bielik with that slicing downward attack, and it's all knotted up now at 4-4. It's safe to say, I bet you every single bump set attack attempt the Hawks have will go Bridget Bielik's way till she's stuck in the back row again. Wide out of bounds. That one was Kristen Olsen. Oh, sorry, 13, Lauren Kennedy that time. Had a good look at it, sliced it out of bounds, and Emily Muller, the sophomore, with the serve for the Panthers. Way short, actually does some damage to Katie Mahenko's back that time. Not a good time for a gift for the Hawks, but the Panthers will recover from that substitution. Alex Davin back on the floor for Emily Muller. Erin Varley, the left-handed server for the Hawks. Panthers need a point and a side out right now. Back set to Katie Mahenko off the Bethel block. Dug out nicely by Katie Kennedy. Bridget Bielik didn't have much on it, but found a spot just inside the back right line. But the dig, the 4th nice dig of the night by Katie Kennedy, kept that ball alive. Well, an awkward set by Katie Mahenko. Headed to Bridget Slowey. Now the Panthers, this is no time to be losing their composure. The Hawks have taken a 7-5 lead here in game number 5 when the Panthers are up 4-0. Bridget Slowey fans on the ball. Had a good look at another attack attempt. And the Hawks have rattled off 4 points in a row now to lead by 3, 8-5. Short set to Katie Mahenko. That breaks the string. Gets the side out. Back to the Panthers and a point. Now trailing by 2. Bethel's up 8-6. Game only goes to 15. Bridget Slowey with the serve. Erin Varley from the back row, not much on it. Katie Mahenko with a slicing attack, picked up nicely by the Hawks. Oh boy. Yo, nicely done. Oh, I was afraid that was going out of bounds. Katie Kennedy did the exact right thing for her second scoring kill of the night, right in the donut hole where Bethel wasn't expecting it. Oh, that one should. That was a gift. Wow, that serve was headed out. And the libero for the Hawks came up with that one and lofted it right out of bounds. And this game is all tied up at 8. So now it's the first one to 7 by 2. Alex Davin covers nicely. Not a great set. Needed a little bit more height for Stephanie Jones to do anything with that one. She bumped it right into the net, and that's a kind of a, well, it goes back to the Hawks now at 9-8. A 2-ball again. Didn't fool the Hawks that time, though. Nikki Fulmer. Bridget Slowey digs that out. Stephanie Jones. Oh, a little bit long, but no tip. Just out of bounds. Steph had a pretty good look at it. Panthers trailing by 2 now, 10-8. This one only goes to 15. Back set to Katie Mahenko, wide. Good set, good look that time. Katie just put too much on it. Nice block that time off the Bridget Bielik attack, but way out of bounds. And the Hawks have strung together a 4-point lead now in very dangerous territory. It's 12-8. This game only goes to 15. Nice recovery by Bethel. Steph Jones had the right idea that time. Back set to Katie Mahenko off the block. Get onto the floor. Side out and point for the Panthers. They need a little run right now. Caitlin McGahee subs back into the front row. And jump server, Katie Mahenko. Could use a couple right here. Oh, too bad. That looked good, but it came in way low, and a gift point at a bad stage of the game for the Hawks now, leading by 4, 13-9. Stephanie Jones into the Bethel Park block. Well, actually into the net. That one counted as 4 hits, and now it is match point. Bethel's actually got 5 match points with Bridget Bielik, the junior, doing the serving. Back set to Caitlin McGahee on the slide play, goes long, and that'll do it. In what did turn out to be a pretty exciting match, Bethel Park takes this section match in 5. 25-21 for the Panthers in game 1, 25-15 Hawks game 2, 25-19 Hawks game 3, 25-21 Panthers game 4, and 15-9 in game 5. Thanks for staying with us all night. My name is Kevin McGahee, my camera person Lauren Gilbert. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll be back in action next Tuesday when the Blue Devils of Mount Lebanon come to town. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you then.